Hello, students. How are you? Good evening to everyone. I am Rajveer from Incus Classes, your biology mentor. Today brings the fifth part of the chemical coordination and integration. And definitely, as I think, these sessions will also fantastic and fruitful for you in point of view of the your questions and concept delivering, right? And I hope you will enjoy these sessions. So let's start today's sessions. So first question of the day. First question of the day at front of you at the screen part. So which one of the following endocrine glands store its secretions in the extracellular space before discharging it into the blood? Testis, thyroid, pancreas, adrenal. Definitely, our answer will be second, thyroid. Thyroid is the right answer because the thyroid gland is the only endocrine gland that store its secretory product in a large quantities, normal about 10 days supplies in the extracellular space before discharging into the blood. It secretes iodinated hormones, it means thyroxine and triiodothyronine, that is stored in the colloids which fills the follicle cells and released to the blood when needed. So that is why our answer will thyroid. Next one, this is very again important question. So, acromegaly is caused by what? Excess of STH, excess of STH, excess of thyroxine, deficiency of thyroxine, excess of adrenaline. So, I think definitely maximum students are thinking about thyroxine is the right answer, but not right. Acromegaly, when we know this is the excess form, advanced form of the growth, and that is why this is the axis of the STH is the right answer of the acromegaly because mostly acromegaly cases are caused by a non-cancerous cells begins tumor adenoma of the pituitary glands. The tumor produce excessive amount of a growth hormones, causing many of the signs and symptoms of the acromegaly. So thus our answer is the right axis of the STH. Here in diagrams, you can see also a major symptoms of acromegaly. First, high blood growth hormones. First is the so pituitary hormones, pituitary adenoma. It's a CT scan and MRI. We can detect this acromegaly. Then second, we can say a hypertrophy of the sweat and sebaceous glands. Then after galactoria, prolactin, cardiomegaly, hypertension, sexual dysfunctions, perineal neuropathy, then after visual fields defect, prominent, supraorbital ridge, large nose, and jaw, teeth are separate and lacking. So this one is the again important unique characters. Then after abnormal glucose and tolerate test, glucosiduria and polyuria, sepida and shaped, hands and feet. And last one is the arthrosis. So that is all are the symptoms of acromegaly. So I hope you will understand why we have choose the STH axis of the STH. Next one, which of the following pair is a correctly match of a hormones with a disease resulting from its deficiency? So first, relaxin, gigantisms, relaxin, gigantisms, prolactin, creatinisms, parathyroid hormones, tetany, insulin, diabetes insipidus. Answer will third. Parathyroid hormone is the tetany is the right answer. Because if I talk about gigantism, so is a rare condition, is accelerated growth and increased height as a result of too much growth hormone secretion during childhood or adolescence. It is almost always the result of the growth hormone secreting pituitary tumor. Then after we can say a congenital hypothyroidism. It means underactivity of a thyroid gland at birth. which result in growth retardations, development delay, and other abnormal features. Here, cretinisms can be due to a deficiency of iodine in the mother's diet during pregnancy. Hypo, hypoparathyroidism is a decreased function of the parathyroid glands with underproduction of the parathyroid hormone. This can lead to low level of calcium in the blood, often causing cramping and twist of the muscles or tetany, involuntary muscles contraction, and several other symptoms. Diabetes mellitus occur due to insulin resistance or insulin deficiency or subsequent high blood glucose level. Diabetes insipidus, on the other hand, develop as a result of the stilted production of a hormone in the brain, which is a release to stop the kidney producing so much urine in order to retain water. So that is why kidney is the right answer. Then after next question, which of the following hormones is modified? Amino acids, epinephrine, progesterone, prostaglandin, and estrogen. Yes, definitely we can say our answer will first epinephrine. Why we choose epinephrine? Because epinephrine is also known as adrenaline is secreted from adrenaline medulla. Adrenaline medulla. It is also called as a catecholamine. It is derived from the modified amino acids tyrosine. Then after if I talk progesterone, so is a called pregnancy hormones and is secreted from ovary and corpus luteum of the Graafian follicles. Now, prostaglandin are the lipids compound that have hormones like effect. Estrogen is a primary female sex hormone which is involved in the development of a female reproductive system and also secondary sex character. So our answer will be epinephrine. First is the right answer. Next one, adrenaline directly affect on a SA notes, beta cells of Langerhans, dorsal root of spinal nerve, epithelial cell of the stomach. Yes, definitely we can say our answer will first. S and node is the right answer. Because the hormone adrenaline epinephrine is secreted by the adrenal medulla and directly affect the SA node thereby increasing the heart rate. This hormone is responsible for the alarming reactions. It is also increased breathing and blood glucose level. Adrenaline prepare the body for emergency reaction like fight and flight. Therefore, it directly affects the SNO to increase the rate of heartbeats. So our answer is the first. Next one is very important question. So this question asking about diabetes is due to what? Enzyme deficiency, iodine deficiency, sodium deficiency, hormonal deficiency. Answer will hormonal deficiency. Because here a diabetes is a disease in which your blood glucose and or blood sugar levels are too high. Glucose comes from the foods you eat. Insulin is a hormone secreted by the pancreas that help the glucose get into your cells to give them energy. With type 1 diabetes, your body does not make a insulin. Hence, diabetes is caused due to the deficiency of hormones insulin in the blood is a true statement is the fourth hormonal deficiency. Next one, if a diabetes, so if a diabetes mellitus is a not controlled increased oxidation of dash produced ketone bodies such as aceto, acetate and acetone, carbohydrates, fats, protein, nucleic acid. Yes, definitely. Our answer will second. Fats is the right answer. Because diabetes mellitus, as it is a clinically referred to, is actually a group of the metabolic disease with high blood sugar level for a long time. When the blood sugar reach a certain level, the kidney tends to excrete the excess glucose which appears in the urine. Further, the osmotic pressure of a water follows a glucose by osmosis leading to increased urinations, medical examination of a diabetic patient's urine sample during acute stage would show would show lots of ketone bodies as a result of ketoacidosis. This develops when there is an increase in the oxidation of fats. With a lack of insulin in the system, the body breaks down fat, which produce acids called as a ketone. Excessive amount of a ketone causes the blood to becomes acidic. So fats is the right answer. Next one, individual with the type 1 diabetes, lack of beta cells in the islets of Langerhans, produce enough insulin but lack functional receptor on their cells, can control their diabetes with diet and exercise. All of these are correct. Answer will first. Lacking of the beta cells in the islets of the Langerhans. Because the type 1 diabetes, once known as a juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes, is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. Insulin is a hormone needed to allow sugar glucose to enter cells to produce energy. So that is why our answer is the first right now. Then after next one question, mark the correct statement with respect to erythropoietin secreted by juxtaglomerulus cells secreted in response to hypoxia, activated bones, marrow cells to produce more RBC. All of this answer will fourth. All of this is the right answer because regarding of the erythropoietin because it's secreted by yes GJA cells secreted in response to hypoxia. This is also right. Activate bone marrow cells to produce more RBC. Yes, this is also right regarding of this, right? So because so if I talk about in description part of this answer, so erythropoietin is just a hormone secreted by the kidney, right? Alternatively, it is the called as erythropoietin, hematopoietin, and hemopoietins, right? This hormone is responsible for promoting the hormone formation of the red blood cells in the bone marrow. The process of production of a red blood cells is called erythropoiesis. So our answer is the fourth. Right? Is the answer is fourth. Next one question is just about what happens when the tadpole larva is kept in the iodine deficiency pond water. Development of Gantt frog, accelerated metamorphosis, inhibition of metamorphosis, development of miniature frog. So definitely answer will be third, inhibition of metamorphosis. Because the growth and development of the animals like tadpole is controlled by the hormone called thyroxine produced by the thyroid glands. Thus, if the water in which tadpole is living in deficient in iodine, it retards its growth and metamorphosis. Thus, it fail to develop into adult frog. So, answer that is the inhibition of the metamorphosis is the right answer. Next one question is just a next one question is just about which of the following hormone is derivatives of the tyrosines? Thyroxine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, all of this. Yes, answer will all of this because all are the responsible. But by in what manner? So you should know about epinephrine is one of the group of a monoamines called the catecholamines. It is produced in the central nervous system and in the chromaffin cells of the adrenal glands, adrenal medulla from the amino acids phenylalanine and tyrosine. So answer fourth answer is the right. Next one. Adrenaline is released from the adrenal medulla under stress condition. Which of the following cannot be taken as a character of it? Elevates blood glucose by converting liver glycogen to glucose, acceleration of a rate and force of a heartbeat, increase in breakdown of a lipids, constriction in a arterioles of a skeletal muscles. So answer will be fourth. Constriction and in arterioles in skeletal muscles is the right answer. Because a hormone generally connected with the increased rate of the glucogenesis, blood pressure and heartbeat is the adrenaline hormone. Now then after, it is released from the adrenal medulla, which is the internal or inner part of the adrenal glands. It releases two hormones called as the epinephrine and norepinephrine. The epinephrine is also called adrenaline. These two hormones are commonly called catecholamine. Now, epinephrine is the release during stress of any kind an emergency situation and is therefore called as the emergency hormone and adrenal glands is a called emergency gland. It is it's also prepare the body during the flight and fight. Hence is called is the triple F. It means fight, flight, hormones, right? So then after this, this have effect and different organ of the body. It increase the heartbeat, the strength of heart contraction, and the rate of the respirations. It increase the sweating, piloerections, raising of hair, alternates, and pupillary dilations. It also stimulates the breakdown of the glycogens, resulting in an increased concentration of glucose in blood, and it also stimulates the breakdown of the lipids and proteins. So our answer will be fourth. Next one question: which one of the following is a not caused by hyperactivity of endocrine glands? Cohn syndromes, Cushing syndromes, Addison disease, adrenal virilisms. Yes, answer will Addison disease. Because here, a Cohn's disease, Cohn syndromes is a primary aldosteronisms, also called Cohn syndromes, is a rare conditions, right? So is a rare conditions caused by overproductions of the hormones aldosterone that controls sodium and potassium in the blood. The condition is treated with medications and lifestyle changes to control the blood pressure and in some case of the surgery. Next one, Cushing syndromes. So this one is the left untreated Cushing syndromes can result in X aggregated facial roundness, weight gain around the midsection and upper back thinning of your arms and legs, easy brushings and stretch mark. Cushing syndromes occurs when your body has too much of the hormones cortisols over time. Addison disease. Addison disease, also called adrenal insufficiency, is an uncommon disorder that that occurs when your body does not produce enough of a certain hormone. In Addison disease, your adrenal glands located just above your kidney produce too little cortisols and often too little aldosterone. Last one is the adrenal virilisms. This is the syndrome in which a excessive production of the adrenal androgens cause virilizations. Right. A clinical diagnosis is a confirmed based on an elevated androgens level. The symptoms include excess facial and body hair depending to the voice, baldness, acne, and increased muscularity and sex drive. So answer will be third. The next one. Which of the following hormones play a very important role in regulation of 24 hours diurnal rhythm of our body? It helps in maintaining the normal rhythms of a sleep wake cycles, body temperature. It influences the pigmentation, menstruation cycle, as well as our defense capability. Estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, melatonin. Yes, answer will be melatonin. Because melatonin is the right answer, because as we know, As we know about it, melatonin is a hormone secreted by the pineal glands in the brain, especially, right? Then after melatonin often referred to as the sleep hormones, is a central part of the body and sleep work cycles. It produce its productions increase with the evening darkness, promoting healthy sleep, helping to orient our circadian rhythms. So our answer is the fourth is the right answer. Next one is very important questions. So this one is about in heart cells, which one act as a second messenger in response to sympathetic nerve action? Cyclic AMP, cyclic GMP, inositol, triphosphate, diacylglycerol. Yes, answer will first. Cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP is the right answer because you can see in the heart cells, cyclic AMP is the second messenger that is speeding up the contraction of a muscles fiber in response to adrenaline. Second messenger are those molecules that are relay the signal from the receptor that are present on the cell surface to the target molecule present in the cytosol or nucleus. So our answer first cyclic MP is the right one. Next one is very important questions. So this question asking about which of the following is a paracrine hormone? Insulin, glucagon, somatostatin of pancreas growth hormone. So this one, this is very important and good conceptual question. So by the way, I know maximum student among of you are know answer of this question. Answer will some third somatostatin of pancreas. But what is the paracrine hormones? So now let me describe it paracrine hormone. So first of all, we will talk about hormone. So the hormones are organic compound that are naturally secreted by endocrine cells at a low concentration, influencing physiological process in multicellular organism. Right. Then after chemical messenger, information molecules or endocrine signals are often called hormones. In general, hormones are stimulative in action, transferring a messenger like a messenger. In the prominent role of a hormones, hypothalamus is a portion of the forebrain where neurosecretory cells are present in a many amounts many amount. These neurosecretory cells are specialized in the secretion of the neurohormones, hormones in order to produce various other hormones. They active they active the anterior lobes of the pituitary, right? Change in the amount of development of hormones contributes to such as changes in the body. As a regulator, the hormones that maintain the body homeostasis. Now then after we come at hormones are the following types depending on their distance over which they operate. So first, autocrine, the hormone act on the cells which secrete the hormones paracrines without having to enter the bloodstream. Hormones work on the cells that release it and neighboring cells. These hormones are secreted into the immediate extracellular environment by cells containing paracrine factor then transferred to neighboring cells in which the result is determined by the gradient of the factor obtained and the target wide is the range of the cells. Next one, endocrine. One it is the released into the bloodstream from the appropriate glands. The hormones act on the target cell. Last one is endocrine. So the hormone is produced in the cell and functions within the cell intracellularly. So I hope you will understand the meaning of paracrines and also why we choose third options. Next one. Which of the following is an So here, which of the following is an autoimmune disorder in which the persons produce antibodies that mimic the action of TSH but are not regulated by the normal negative feedback control? So, myxedema, grave disease, creatinisms, hypocalcemia, tetany. Answer will grave disease. Because in pictures you can see grave disease symptoms. First is the exophthalmos, sweating, goiter. Then after erythema and tachycardia, nausea and diarrhea, oligomenorrhea in females, muscles weakness and tremor. Right, so this one all are the grave disease symptoms. Then after grave disease is an immune system disorder that result in the overproduction of the thyroid hormone hyperthyroidisms. Although a number of the disorders may result in hyperthyroidisms, grave disease is a common cause. Thyroid hormones affect many body systems, so sign and symptoms of the grave disease can be wide ranging. So answer will be second, grave disease. Next one, which of the following hormone is used in a transplantation surgery to suppress immunity and thus changes of a organ rejection by recipient's body in the is a decrease? So thyroxine, cortisol, aldosterone, and steroid hormone. So cortisol is the right answer because the cortisol is a steroid hormones in the glucocorticoids class of the hormone when used as a medications, and it is a known as the hydrocorticosteroids. It is a produced in the many animals, mainly by the zona fasciculata of the adrenal cortex in the adrenal glands. It is produced in the other tissue in longer quantities. So answer will be second. Next one is very good questions, very good questions. A destruction of a adrenal cortex by diabetes, by disease like a tuberculosis produce what? Cushing syndromes, adenovilisms, Addison disease, aldosterone. Yes, definitely. Answer will third. Addison disease. Addison disease is the right because if the TB reach the adrenal glands, it can be severely damage them, affecting their production of hormones. Patients with tuberculosis TB have a higher risk of a damage to the adrenal glands, making them more likely to develop the Addison disease. So answer third is the right. Next one is very important. Which of the following is an action not produced by the sympathetico-adrenal system? Constriction of skin, visceral smooth muscles, dilation of arterioles of heart and skeletal muscles, constriction of pupils, dilation of bronchiole. Yes, answer will third. Constriction of pupils because the action of the sympathetic nervous system are called just a sympathetic effect. They cope with our body to face and stressful condition. At the time of the stress condition, a sympathetic system is activated, and stress condition are the time at which the system at which the body needs a very high amount of the energy to fulfill this. More and more glycogens is a converted to a glucose. So a sympathetic system increase the blood glucose level in our body. It also increase the heart rate, which thereby increase the cardiac output. It is done because more blood is needed by the tissue. The vascular tone of the blood vessels increase, and it result in increase the blood pressure. The urinary bladder is relaxed, and the temptations of the urination is delayed. The breathing becomes more rapid as the body needs more and more oxygen to produce more energy. Piloerection is also seen as a part of the sympathetic response. We must note that an increase in the amount of secretion of a catecholamine from the adrenal medulla is seen at a stress condition. along the sympathetic response. Increased release of the hormones also cause similar effect. Catecholamines are accompanied by the release of the hormones like cortisol, but if the stress condition lasts a longer periods, it creates a several problem for us. So our answer third is the constriction of the pupils. Next one, eunucleisms is a due to what? Perturbations of estrogen to androgen ratio, failure of testosterone secretions, tumor in testis, tumor in ovaries. So answer will be second, failure of the testosterone secretion. Because in a pubertal children's androgen deficiency cause the eunucleism sign of the which include small testes first of all, then after infantile genitalia, high pitch, high pitched voice and disproportionately long arms, leg relatives to height, which may manifest as a arm span greater than height or increased lower to upper body ratio. So answer second is the right, failure of the testosterone secretions. Next one is very again very good questions. So this question asking about what is the correct to say about the hormones action in a human? First, in female, FSH first bind the specific receptor on ovarian cell membrane. FSH stimulates the secretion of estrogen and progesterone. Glucagon is secreted by beta cells of islets of Langerhans and stimulated by glucoglycogenolysis. Secretion of a thymosin is stimulated with aging. So answer will be first. Because a mechanism of hormone action is not the same in all categories of a hormone, right? This hormone binds with the specific receptor located in their target tissues. A hormone receptor is of a two type. First one is the membrane. First one is the membrane bound receptor and second one is intracellular receptor. FSH is a proteinaceous hormone, has a large molecular weight and is insoluble in lipids. Therefore, it cannot enter the target cells, thus it binds with the membrane bound receptor present on the ovarian cell membrane. So the correct answer is in a females. FSH first binds with specific receptor on the ovarian cell membrane. So answer will be first. Next one, according to the accepted concept of hormones action, if receptor molecule are from removed from target organs, then the target will be what? Right? So what will be target organs? So first, continue to the respond to the hormones without any differences, not response to the hormone. Continue continue to the response to the hormones but will require high concentration. Continue to respond to the hormones but in the opposite way. Yes, so among of them answer will second, not respond to the hormone, because through the hormones are released into the bloodstream and hence can reach all the cells, yet they affect only those cells which have hormones specific receptor. Thus, a binding of the hormones to receptor is a crucial irrespective of the presence of the receptor inside the cell or on its surface. This make options first and second is the incorrect, as absence of receptor renders of the cells unaffected by hormonal or actions, right? So we can say again yes, our option third will incorrect. Then after binding is essential step in hormone sections. Thus, in absence of the receptors, the target organ will no longer respond to the hormone. So our option second is the right. Next one, hormones, thyroxine, adrenaline, and pigments, melanin are the formed from what? Thyrosin, proline, tryptophan, glycine. Yes, tyrosine is the right answer because the thyroid hormones triiodothyronine T3 and thyroxine T4 in the colloids of the thyroid also are derived from the tyrosine. In chemical terms, the epinephrine is one of the group of a no monoamines called as the catecholamine. It is produced in some neurons of the central nervous system and in the chromaffin cells of the adrenal medulla from the amino acids phenylalanine and tyrosine. Melanin is produced by oxidation, especially of the amino acids tyrosine, followed by the polymerizations. The pigment is produced in the specialized group of a cells known as a melanocyte. So tyrosine is the right answer. Next one. A sequential expression of a set of a human gene occur when a steroids molecule binds to the what? Messenger RNA, DNA sequence, ribosome, transfer RNA. Yes, answer will be second. DNA sequence. Because the steroid hormone receptor protein complex activates sequential expression of a gene by binding to a specific DNA sequence. It acts as an inducer. HBE element is the present known as a hormone binding element. So answer DNA sequence the right one. Next one is very good question. So this question asking about to you in specific intracellular receptors, right? So which of the following set of the hormones can easily pass through the cell membrane of a target cell and binds to a specific intracellular receptor? So what? Placental progesterone, aldosterone, estrogen, thyroxine. Yes, among of them, if we mark the correct set, so these all sets are correct. So answer will be fourth. But why we can say all are correct? Because a peptide hormones are insoluble hormone which does not easily passes through the membrane of the target cells. Insulin and glucagon are antagonics peptide hormones, right? So they are peptide hormones that are secreted from the islets of a Langerhans and it is engaged with the sugar metabolism and homeostasis, right? Thyroxine is an iodothyronine which is secreted from thyroid glands and promote the high metabolisms, mental growth and temperature maintenance. Insulin is related with sugar homeostasis in the blood. Somatostatin and oxytocins are peptide hormones which play crucial role in the growth of a tissue, contraction of uterine at the time of the pregnancy, and myoepithelial layer of the mammary glands at the time of the ejection of a milk respectively. Then after, steroids hormone can easily pass through the cell membrane of the target cells and binds to a receptor inside it's mostly in a nucleus. So cortisol and testosterone are steroid hormones secreted from the adrenal cortex and testis respectively. So answer for this is the right one. Next is the insulin receptor is what? Trimeric protein, membrane bound protein, intrinsic protein, and then after so membrane bound protein, intrinsic protein, intracellular receptor protein present in the cytoplasm. Yes, among of them, answer will second membrane bound protein because insulin receptor are an area on the outer part of the cell that allow the cell to join or binds with the insulin that is in the blood. When the cell and insulin binds together, the cell can take glucose sugar from the blood and is it for energy. So we have choose the answer is the second. Then after next one our answer is the if we see in diagram part. So first of all insulin binds in outer part, then after tyrosine kinase activation, and this tyrosine kinase activation comes signaling molecular IRS, PI3K, PDK1, AKT, AS160, etc. Then after fourth part, translocate, GLUT4, transporter. Fifth part, glucose uptake, metabolism storage, glycolysis, glycogenolysis, genesis, ATP and pyruvate glycogens, lipogenesis lipids, right? So, and then after number 6 point is the protein synthesis, cell survival and proliferation. So answer will be second. Next one, the organ, the organs which was considered vestigial till recently but now confirms to be an endocrine glands is what? Thymus, pancreas, pineal and pituitary. Yes, answer will pineal. Because here the thymus glands are is associated with the development of immune system and present on the dorsal sides of the heart. And as I told you, that is why pineal gland is the thorn of immunity. So pancreas is a heterocrine glands. It means mixed type glands. It acts as a both endocrine and exocrine glands are both, right. Then after it secretes insulin hormone into the blood and act as the endocrine glands when it secretes the digestive enzymes and and this is juice through the pancreatic ducts. It acts as a exocrine glands. Now, then after pineal glands is a small rounded and reddish brown glands present at the dorsal side of the forebrain. This gland secretes the melatonin and serotonin hormones. Pituitary glands is the master glands that is regulate the activity of other endocrine glands and secretes the many hormones like growth hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormones. The organ which was considered the vestigial till recently but now confirms to be endocrine glands is a pineal. Is a pineal glands is a pineal glands, right? So the organ which is considered to vestigial till recently but now confirmed to be endocrine glands is a pineal glands that secretes a melatonin hormone associated with the regulation of the rhythm of our body. So we choose third option. Next one is very good. Find out the odd one among of them. Glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, sex corticoids, norepinephrine, epinephrine, adrenaline, relaxin, estrogen, progesterone, insulin, glucagon, thymosin. Among of them, our answer will fourth because insulin, glucagon, thymosin. These are odd one. Why? So see in this part. Insulin is a peptide hormone produced by beta cells, especially of the pancreatic cell isolates. It is considered to be the main anabolic hormones of the body. It regulates the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and protein by promoting the absorption of the glucose from the blood into the liver, fats, and skeletal muscle cell. Glucagon is a peptide hormone produced by alpha cells of the pancreas. It raises concentration of glucose and fatty acids in the bloodstream and is considered to be the main catabolic hormones of the body. It is also used as the medications to treat a number of the health considers conditions. Then after thymosin, this one is the small protein present in many animals' tissue, and they are named thymosin because they are originally isolated from the thymus, but most of the now known to be present in the many other tissue. So that is why I hope you will understand. Generally, insulin is a peptide hormone, glucagon again peptide hormone, but here thymosin is a small protein present. So that is why we choose the odd one is right, right? So then after next one is about next is the hormones. The hormones are produced. The hormones that are produced during emotional stress is what? Melatonin, not right. Thyroxine, not right. Calcitonin, no. Yes, but adrenaline. Yes, this is the right answer. Adrenaline. Why? Because as your body perceives stress, your adrenal glands make and release the hormone cortisols into your bloodstream, often called the stress hormone. Cortisols cause an increase in your heart rate and blood pressure. It is your natural flight and fights response that has kept human alive for the thousand of the year. So adrenaline is the right answer. So, dear students, that was today's sessions, and thank you for watching to me. And really, I am very happy to complete this topic by this fantastic fifth part. In fifth part, chemical coordination and integration chapter. So let's we meet tomorrow with new topic, new questions. Until now, thank you. Bye bye. Take care.